For those tuning into the stream, I am using shadebinder with an ice setup, so it freezes people. We got ColdSnaps since they are one of the faster charging grenades, rending chains, torment, hedrons, ice flare bolts, and frost bolts. So my rift freezes. If I get any sort of freeze and get a kill with that freeze, it chain freezes to other people. ColdSnaps are a good way to enable this right off the rip. Radar says, oh, I want B flag. Want to freeze the other guy if possible. Now the reason I'm using a slug shoddy is because I need the precision when they're frozen to be able to trigger the ice flare bolts so that multiple people get frozen off one freeze.
You have the advantage. Press on. Show them what
I have a Vorpal rocket, so that might come in clutch later when they're supers. My DMT is also Vorpal. So we got a triple cap. I'm looking for some cold snap action. 175 isn't enough. Almost had my grenade back.
turn to the fight. Someone else will pick up the pieces. For now, enjoy destruction.
Well, that was a buggy headshot. Looked like I had cleared that. My goal is to make them move with the cold snap. It's not to expect a freeze, but to be able to capitalize if it does. Stasis is the definition of putting somebody in pause. So even abilities like that, where now I'm spawning with nothing, aren't a complete waste because although it takes me out of the match for 7, it takes those guys out of the match for 2. And so you're just making the most sometimes. Martyrdom usually isn't good, but if it lets your teammates maintain position for just that extra second more, it means the whole world. That would have been beautiful if I caught him in between. In between the swap animation. So I'm going to cold snap the power, ignoring the guy maybe killing my team because I want to keep them off power. That's definitely worth more points to cancel. That went through the wall. I'm out. Kill clip SMG most likely. Empowering Rift has a faster animation, than Healing Rift, so that's just the one you use. And again, I'm delaying my kills sometimes so that I can chain a freeze to people. Well, that's my super. He really expected to solo super me, so I have to give him credit there. I have the slowest super in the game, and they have a pretty fast one. So if I'm slaying out and they're not slaying out, they have a Nova Bomb anyway. So he had fully intended to hit me, even if I was not popping my super there. He just wanted to take me out of the match, and that's fine. I'm not really playing this for the super. We all know the super is good. I need one of these greens. Again, just throwing Cold Snap one direction, fighting the other. Want to put them on pause. I just scroll wheel skated up that stairwell to get here in time. Let's see what supers they have. They'll have them soon, so I want to save this rocket as long as possible. Never mind. You're now a rocket candidate. I'm gonna throw the rift because I want the 2 taps. I should have put that cold snap in the doorway because that would cover 2 options instead of 1. One orb made, that's 2 tap juice.
Let the wolves hunt. 3 minutes remain. Keep the pressure and you have
Almost have the snap. That's fine, that's his 1 super.
The original Iron Lords may be gone, but I can see the future is safe in your hands.
So if the rest of them got supers, they probably would have used it on just me. It is what it is. I saved a game earlier today where the enemy team got 6 supers and they used 6 supers on me. So it just is what it is. Even when I'm out slaying the fastest I can, a bad Nova Bomb player will get their Nova Bomb before me. It's just the nature of how this super stuff works. You can check out Castle's video on Intellect. He broke it down, showed the exact numbers, and then Cool Guy showed an ability chart that showed everything. And the way it lines up is even though I'm 7-ish, a Nova Bomb with 7-ish is just always going to have it faster for barely participating because getting shot at does boost your super. So I got to be more conscientious of other players when I pop this because this is a boss super, one of the best supers in the game. So when I get a triple cap like that, even though it would mean a lot of points to be the aggressor with this super, the point is I can pop it in my spawn and still convert on kills. I don't have to pop it on the edge of the enemy side. I think a Slug shotgun is absolutely necessary with the freeze build because once they're frozen, you can carefully aim for the head and it pops the freeze at a distance at which ice flare bullets will activate and freeze other people. Not to mention, you can really bully supers with this. And I think slugs are just overall the better choice anyway. No RNG. I have Icarus grip. As long as I aim for the center of the head, I'm getting it. If I see red, cold snap. No tag, ready for the melee. Do I want to get behind them on C? I think I do. That was an overshield of some sort. So with Frost Pulse, that's the Rift fragment. You might want to save your Rift for those freezes, but other times you want to use it for your 2-taps. So this is one of those classes where if you watch a VOD back, you can see like, oh, I should have done that a little bit differently, that kind of thing. They got rockets, so I'm going to be a little careful. I got lucky there. Flinched him off a shot and he just wanted to snipe. Snipers have one thing on their mind and it's disgusting. I should have punched the second one, because punch is instant. Shoddy had to go through the RPM. Want to make some noise. Good strafe. Thought I saw one homie in spawn. Threat detector's off, so I know there's a person there. I see the flag lighting up. If I got that freeze with the cold snap, he would have chain froze to other people. So that's why the cold snap in that close quarters is worth it, because it can prevent the triple cap. If my second melee proc, that would have been big. Obviously, I want to play power ammo, but my team's not letting me freebie. Slugs, ladies and gentlemen, slugs. Threat detector's active. We know he's here. I'm just going to go for the double melee and try to die as quick as possible. Move a sunspot. Slugs kind of break this map because most of the engagement distances you can force to be slug distance without even breaking a sweat. I don't know if his glacier nade stopped that headshot or if I missed. I probably missed. But his grenade takes an eternity to charge. Mine is quick. That's the benefit of these ability changes. I'm just staying with the teammate because I want to trade him out no matter what he fights. Oh, they welled. I should have paid attention to the well. Because if they well, where else is everybody going to go? They're not going to fight a well. They're going to leave. So that's how I should have known that the hunter was pushing up. Alright, so triple cap with this super. I'm waiting. That's galley. I don't beat that. Did I get the freeze? I didn't get the freeze. Now he gets frozen. $72. Ah, I burned because he got one on the back wall. I should have just switched the Slug and handled both of them. Chat's asking me what's my sensitivity. 800 DPI and 3 in-game Zens. So that gives me one of the slowest Destiny player sensitivities. More tuned for those like instant kill shooters where your aim really matters on holding an angle and whatnot. So if you've ever heard the expression, slow is smooth and smooth is fast, that's kind of what it is. I don't know what happened there. I guess I missed. That would have been huge because that would have chained to the other guy. Anyway, that just shows some of the possibilities of DMT. He's not going to take the duel after that. I have a freeze melee. The correct play was to break that glacier so that he doesn't have damage resistance. And then I can physically see him. Takes the 50-50 out of the equation. Yeah, my mouse mat is huge. So let's review what we got so far. Empowering Rift is the faster animation on the Rift, and it allows 2 taps for Deadman's Tail. Frost Pulse with the Rift freezes, and if I succeed in killing a frozen target, which I usually execute with my Sojo, this has Icarus Grip so I can execute from the air. If I succeed, the freeze travels. Chain freezes to the next person. So to enable that, we have the Rift, we have the melee, and we have the Cold Snap. The entire point of this build is to get the fastest cooldown on the Cold Snap at 47 seconds, but it's faster because I have another world adds to that. I don't know the exact cooldown, but it really doesn't matter because I have 10. Can't be any faster. The other thing to consider is Bomber on the class item. I think I would prefer to go utility kickstart, so I'm just going to do that. So it would look like that. I don't want to have to use my Rift to get a Cold Snap because honestly, in this build, I think the Rift is the more consistent thing. Cold Snap is just to get people to move, and you need to be ready for it to freeze to capitalize, but don't expect it to freeze. Expect them to jump. And if it freeze, be ready to just hunt them down, execute with the Slug, and spread the freeze. This build is a specialist for handling other supers, since you can always pause them and then just carefully line up DMT headshots to run away from them. Of course, in gameplays, I don't run away from supers, but if it was like 4-4 trials match, oh, I'm absolutely running away. Chain freeze? That's why you sometimes want to run rending, so you can kill them out of a freeze, since your whole build is contingent on killing frozen targets. Freeze, capitalize. Dang, every single one of them pulled rockets. We dodged a good amount of them, but when they have inside control like that, it's over. A little early. The sound cue for the hunter jump is pretty obvious, so that's on me just being bad. Now there's a theme with this map. If your team sits on the beach, you usually lose because power ammo spawns inside and they get 2 zones for free. And even though I'm slaying out in here, there's not really much I can be doing. I needed to not trade there, so going out wide was definitely the play. Hopefully they knock out all my teammates on the beach. If we're spawning here, this is good. This means we're back to a neutral spawn. I knew getting back to my riff would allow me to do more damage, so that's what I wanted to do. That swarm's huge. Let's follow up. No snap. So my goal there was to get away from the skip because skip would have prevented me from recovering back to 10. And if my team's going to the beach, we lose. Yeah, we're good. We're good. I wanted to rocket the flag, not because I wanted like a greedy multi-kill, but just because I wanted to prevent the triple cap. So I'll gladly take a trade to prevent that, but now my team's in a bad position, so not really much I can do. ColdSnap covers 2 options there. Not ready to capitalize, but it's fine. Gotta think on my feet here. My goal was to start a melee animation and just whip to the side and hopefully catch somebody on top of me. We have 2 flags, so my super can get us out of this trap. Good freeze. Paused. Huge. I did 75 damage to that, so hopefully a teammate can... I mean, that's a bow. That'll do it. Just had to be instant. Alright, my turn. I know he has a super of some sort. It was not the time to pop right there because hey, my teammate has one, but also I am in such proximity to them that they cast their super and they win. They're wasting my time. I don't want to be on the beach, like, at all. I think I got direct impacted by that, so good on him. I should have shot a blind freeze towards that power ammo. But again, like, this is kind of self-induced by my team, so I don't feel bad. I think we have a neutral spawn. No, this is just our side now. We win. Doesn't matter, triple cap. I'm gonna outslay him right now. Thank you, team.
Grind them all to dust. 3 minutes left. Zone A captured. Zone advantage is yours.
This is why you want inside control. I'm not pushing outside. It's not worth it. Not even for those orbs. Wow, my team actually threw right there.
The fires are lit. Find your prey and end them. Three down. Another one will come soon.
Freeze? Stat boost, yes.
They prevail. It
3 bullets.
won't let them. Keep fighting. Opponent made Zone C captured. All of you together. Fireboards.
Oh, I was hoping that froze.
Zone A captured. Zone advantage is yours.
Can I get there fast enough? I don't think I can. I can probably reclaim it, though. Get out of the way.
I've been watching too many. What time is it? Shax? Shax, are you there? Can you get me water? Stop yelling. I'm not old.
That was the play of the game right there. That one. That snap. Now we go. We hunt. Come on. Oh, I made up for me playing like shit.
The end has come, and here you stand. A battle worthy of the Iron Lords.
We did it. Once I got my team off of the perpetual beach spawn, I started slaying. And you can tell why I started slaying. Okay, so one thing to note. Every time I freeze somebody, my aim assist gets juiced. So dramatically increases stability. That's important because it decreases bloom. So dramatically increases stability, aim assist, resilience, and recovery. My resilience is 5, so if I succeed on a freeze, I cancel Thorn. I cancel Thorn. There we go. Yeah, you need 6 resilience to cancel this gun. So anyway, the normal turret build, which I usually run with Frost Pulse or Ice Flare Bolts plus turret, either one works, just depending on how much you use your Rift. If you use healing, don't use Frost Pulse. Think this is an empowering Rift only. You switch some stuff around, you get the Durance for slow, and you just play into the turret. You use Glacier Nade. That's the way to play this for trials, because having the turret as that like extra half a player to cancel a lane is great. I like this better for 6s because the uptime is more. This gives me more agency to handle supers and make plays. However, this has a place in trials too. With 7 intellect, although this is one of the slower supers in the game, 7's pretty high. So you can keep up with most supers, just not well, not tether, not blade barrage, but the rest of them you can probably keep up with. I don't really like ColdSnaps because at the end of the day, they do feel RNG. But if you think of them as thermite grenades, they're consistent. However, the thing I want everybody to leave this with is throw them. Don't expect them to freeze, but be ready to capitalize if they do. Make your opponent jump. Limit their options by using this nade. Be prepared to follow it up with a guaranteed melee freeze or kite them into overextending into a rift. Then from there, you get your juiced aim assist and you let your gun do the work. M&K players, that is Dead Man's Tale. I think the BR is good with it too. You could go duality, have even more options. A 120 hand cannon is going to do fine. But the issue is it's a lot more expensive to get the mods for it. And look at this. 9 to 10, that's a significant increase. Like 9 to 10 is so much exponentially worth that I think it's worth speccing into like a scout or a pulse. So Vigilance Wing can do it for controller. Go like V-Wing Slug. You would even heal off your teammates. That's my pick. Vigilance Wing. Because it still doesn't cost a lot on the mods. It has good utility for trials. And if you're the last man standing, you will be juiced. No time to explain also works. I see my Twitch chat filling in there. Anyhow, I think this video made its way onto YouTube. Let me know in the comment section if you found this valuable. Peace.